Hey, folks, welcome back to the Legends of Sport podcast presented by Fujifilm. I'm your host, Andy Bernstein. Today's podcast is a conversation with the legendary Spencer Haywood. I was able to catch up with him at the last Hall of Fame festivities. Spencer and I became friends a number of years ago, and then we bonded even more at the Showtime Lakers reunion in Maui in 2022. Spencer's personal story is so compelling and inspiring to me. We were able to touch on his journey a little bit in this episode, how his addiction affected his playing career, his relationships with his teammates, coaches, and Lakers GM Jerry West. In addition to Spencer being an example of turning his life around, I believe his legacy will be how he changed the landscape in professional basketball and all sports by challenging the NBA's 4-year rule at the Supreme Court in 1971. By succeeding in that, Spencer paved the way for every player that came after him, and they should all be eternally grateful. So great to chat with the legendary Hall of Famer Spencer Haywood on this episode. Enjoy, and as always, I'll see you on the backside. Well, here we are with another great Hall of Fame Enshrinee, 2015 Enshrinee, Spencer Haywood, who's become a really great friend. And so great to see you. You wear the Showtime reunion shirt.
We got the Showtime reunion shirt.
That's right.
From Hawaii.
That was amazing. What a great reunion.
What an amazing trip.
And this is like another Showtime reunion this weekend.
Another one, yeah. We flew in from Los Angeles. Privately, of course.
I was there with you, yeah.
Okay. And the seats were long,
Yeah.
Delta, luxury. It was just awesome.
Yeah,
And,
it was great.
we had a lot of good conversation on the plane and just joy with each other. And then we landed here.
Yeah.
And last night we had just a fabulous dinner down at Tao.
Yeah. Celebrating Norm Nixon's birthday.
Celebrating
on
Norm
top of
Nixon's
everything.
birthday.
Yeah.
And he didn't know I had went behind the counter and told everybody we got to celebrate Norm's birthday because we were celebrating Michael Cooper
Right.
and his Hall of Fame ceremony is coming up tomorrow, but tonight he's going to get his ring ceremonies. And then all of a sudden a big sign came out, "Happy birthday to Norm," and he was like,
I saw the video of that. That was hilarious. So let's talk about the first one of these 5 that's on your shirt, okay?
Yeah.
The 80 championship, of which you were a part of, okay? You played with Coop on that championship team. So tell me what you thought, because you came, you were a veteran. You came into the team. We've talked a lot about the issues that you were going through in your personal life, but here you come onto the Laker team, and here's this scrawny guy, right?
Yeah.
What did you think of Coop? What was your first impression?
well, the first impression I had, he was much darker than me.
That's a good one, Spence.
And so that was the first thing, and I was like, "Sheesh, you have been burned, son." But
Well, he did have the T-top, so he probably got too much sun, but whatever.
something happened. I was like, "Sheesh."
I love it.
Anyway, because you know, Kareem always would say, "Wood is the darkest."
Really?
And so when Coop came out, I was like,
Yeah.
"Yes,
That's so funny.
relief in the NBA." But anyway, one night we were playing against Denver, and we had a problem with David Thompson.
Yeah, like a lot of teams did.
I know everybody did,
Yeah.
but Paul said, and Pat Riley was like, "Let's put Cooper in on him," because I was going to be guarding him for a little while, and I was like, "Oh, thank God, please, Coop, take it."
Please, give me a break.
Yeah. Like a Rodney Dangerfield, take my wife, please. So Coop went out and did a very good job. So here, Kareem and I looking at each other because he was an 11-year, 12-year veteran, and here I am, a 10-year. So we're looking at each other, shaking our head like, we found a defensive player. We got us a stopper.
Yeah.
And so
crazy.
Magic kept jacking up, "Man, you stop DT, bro." What? So it was like fired up. And so Coop said, a light went off. Ding, ling, 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 ling. Hey, I think I'm going to concentrate my energy on defense.
That's so
Seriously.
interesting. I really honestly had no idea how that whole
Yeah.
defensive sort of prowess came.
Well, he had it in him, and practice in different atmosphere and stuff, and when we played other games. But the night against Denver and David Thompson was the night the light went off. You know, like, ding-a-ling-a-ling. It was like, whoa.
That's incredible. That's a great story. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. I want to talk a little bit also about the person who brought you to L.A., right? It was the great Jerry West.
Yeah.
So can you tell me about, you're how many years in the league at that point, did you say?
I was a 10-year.
10 years. Yeah. And you're looking for a new start, a fresh start.
No, what happened was it was more than a fresh start because I was down in New Orleans with Pistol Pete, Maravich, Gerald Goodrich, and all of us were in New Orleans. I came there at halfway point in the season from the New York Knicks.
Right. Oh, I didn't know you were in New Orleans. Okay.
Yeah. So I was, and guess who was the coach? Elgin Baylor.
Right.
It's always the Lakers somewhere around in my life. But anyway.
Wow, Pete, that's like a part of NBA history nobody even remembers. Honestly.
Think about it.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, and one more thing before we get to Jerry. Yeah. So one thing about Pete Maravich, one night. So I said, Pete, I'll take you home. You know, he lived in Medellin, Louisiana. So he said, Wood, let me show you something. So he hung out of the window, out of the car window a little bit, and he had a ball. So he said, drive. So he was
stop. Really?
Yeah.
He was literally dribbling,
driving and dribbling, and so the ball was spinning.
That's crazy.
And catching up. I was like,
oh, jeez.
Unbelievable.
That's unbelievable.
And
then the floppy socks and everything.
Floppy socks. And, we were on the All-American team together. I think it was me, him, and Kareem was on the All-American college team, first team together.
Did Pistol Pete play on an Olympic team?
No, he got cut on mine in 1968.
Get out of here. I had no idea. Wow.
Yeah, he got cut in the 1968.
And you were the youngest Olympic participant for the U.S. team.
Today.
To this, really? How old
were
you?
I was 18 and 19 when I got to the gold medal part of it. The record books would say Anthony Davis. Yeah. But he went to the Olympics because of Blake Griffin hurt his knee. Right. And he was a replacement from college, I think, at that time. But
so it doesn't really count.
So, no, I gave him an asterisk.
There you go. Wow, I never really heard any good Pistol Pete stories, honestly.
Pistol Pete is like...
I never saw him play. So
he was so beautiful. Yeah. Such a beautiful player.
Amazing.
So...
Another person lost that we lost too soon, right?
Yeah, but he was playing in a church league, and he had a heart attack. And he was traveling around with Billy Graham. So
well, so in a better place, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
I don't know what's better than right here on earth.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, you've seen both sides of that.
I've seen some stuff.
Multiple. and look at you now, man. I mean, I just love when I see you. I love recanting your story. Of course, your book was amazing. Yeah. And we became good friends really over your story, quite honestly, which is so impactful to me.
As humans.
As men.
But let me refer back to Jerry West.
Yeah, please.
Well, when I was going to the Supreme Court to pave the way for all of the players that are here today, and that ruling was about breaking of the 4-year rule. Before me, you had to wait for 4 years after your high school class had graduated before you could go and come into the NBA. Right. So I sued for the rights to play because my mom and my family was still in Mississippi, dirt poor in this county, Humphrey County, the poorest county in the universe.
Silver City, right?
Silver City. Yeah. And it ain't no
silver, and it ain't no city.
Okay.
I love that.
So I wanted to get them out of the cotton field. Yeah. And so everybody thought about, you had all of these revolutionaries, John Carlos, Tommy Smith. Man, you're fighting, you're getting it done, bro. Yeah, yeah. And, everybody was like, you're fighting for the rights and civil rights. Muhammad Ali, everybody, Kurt Flood. I was in the mix of all of this stuff.
But you just wanted to play ball.
I just wanted to play ball.
Yeah,
what the hell are y'all talking about?
Yeah. But you were thrust into that spotlight.
I was thrust into that spotlight, and I wore it well. Yeah. Because I had lived in Mississippi, and I saw the harm. And from this ruling, I'm hopefully that Adam will put my name on it.
Oh, we've been campaigning for that since
I know
you and I first met.
Yeah,
so
I know.
it should
It is
should
the
happen.
Spencer Haywood rule. It shouldn't be no one and done because there's no one and done situation.
Yeah, well, they got the
Because
Larry Bird rule, right?
They got
Which
Larry
is
Bird rule. They got John Havlicek rule. They got Oscar Robertson rule.
Yeah.
They got everybody's rule.
Yeah.
They got your rule.
I don't think I have a rule yet. But
Okay.
maybe actually get all the photographers off
you
the
got the
baseline.
Mamba rule.
Yeah, the
You.
Mamba rule. Thank you.
Yes.
I'll take that.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But during my Supreme Court run, because I had to play, then I had to show up in court.
Yeah.
So I was playing against the Lakers, and Jerry West pulled me over to the side because I was having a hard time, because I would be in court. They would throw things on me, and on the floor.
Yeah.
And they were like, ladies and gentlemen, we got an illegal player on the floor, number 24.
Right.
Spencer
And they
Haywood.
threw you out
They
of
threw me out.
I remember that.
Threw me out of the arena.
Yeah.
Put me out into the snow.
Yeah.
And so Jerry says, Wood, we can't support you. He and Oscar Robertson was talking to me on the side. We can't support you because, we just got the union 64. So the union can't go and now support all these young guys coming in to take our jobs.
Right.
Which was the way that the public, the media and everybody had expressed this thought. But Jerry says, I got your back. We're going to be all right.
That's good.
You're going to be all right.
Yeah.
And we're going to make sure that players don't hurt you. Because when I first started the case, I would come around a pick off of a pick, and they could clothesline me, do anything, step on me, because I was illegal. I was an illegal player on the floor.
What a way to have to just go through life and your job.
Yeah, but I went through Mississippi, so Silver City.
But Jerry did speak up
Jerry
publicly.
spoke up to me, and he came through for me.
Yeah, he did.
And then later on, when we had the movement going from New Orleans, was the New Orleans Jazz, and the team was dissolving and going to Utah. And Jerry knew at the time that I was married to Iman, the high fashion model and actress. So she wanted to be in LA so she could continue to work, because we couldn't go to Utah at that time. So he reached out and grabbed me and brought me into the Lakers. I was just like, wow.
Wow.
Me and Kareem together. And who is this guy, Magic, I heard a lot about him in Michigan because, everybody in Detroit.
Yeah.
Boy, you playing with a guard, man. I'm like, but he's 6'9".
Yeah.
I mean, the tallest guards were like Jerry West and Oscar Robertson. 6'4". And
did he live up to the expectations or the press clippings?
Oh, yeah.
He did. He was incredible.
I mean, immediately when we played against, was it San Diego, I think it was? Yeah.
That first game?
They were the Clippers back then, for young folk.
When Magic jumped into Kareem's arms.
It was just so exciting and so much in it because, we had went through the drug period in the NBA, and it was the new life that we needed because everybody was, just sort of like a downer. And the fans were down.
Yeah.
The management owners were down.
Yeah.
So he just came in and lifted.
Yeah.
Just gave us that spirit.
Yeah.
And and he was such a given player.
Yeah.
It was just like I would say we're doing the cross, me and Silk, Jamal Wilkes.
Yeah.
And we would cross underneath, and then Kareem would post up on this side, and then we got the hook shot and go on the other side. But I would come off the curl, where normally I think, it's going to take a second or two more seconds to receive the ball. When I come off the curb, I'm like, oh!
Ball's already
the ball
here.
is in my hand. I'm like, well, all I got to do is lay it in. So it was easy ball.
Yeah, a bunch of guys have said that you cannot take your eyes off him. You're going to get hit in the head with the ball. Yeah.
But it was easy, beautiful basketball. It was speed. It was just joy. Yeah. So Jerry West was like, We got one. We got a team this year.
Well, Jerry had such a knack. I mean, bringing
Just
you
a
in,
knack.
bringing Bob McAdoo in.
Yeah.
I mean, guy after guy, Mitch Kupchak, you
Yeah.
know. I mean,
Kurt.
I mean, and somebody earlier talked about it being like a puzzle, and each guy was a perfect piece of that puzzle, which made a championship. It was all that Jerry cared about.
That's what he cared about.
Yeah.
That's what he loved.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know,
Yeah.
people say, well, you know, it
Yeah.
was a little bit erratic. I was like, to be a champion,
Yeah.
what do you want?
Yeah, you don't want to be like this well-oiled machine that just, you know, every game is the same thing.
Same thing.
No, that was it was an incredible
this
era.
tapestry was just
Yeah.
it was this painting.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
beautiful.
Well,
And so here's a personal story.
yeah.
That 1980 championship year, I had gotten real sick with cocaine, and we had 2 games to go, maybe 3 at the max for the championship. And Jerry called me in. I was like, oh, fuck.
This is it.
No, I didn't know it was it.
Yeah.
And Jerry's like, because I was in denial. I was like, I'm
Yeah.
thinking I'm in a river in Egypt or something. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with me. It must be y'all. It must
Yeah.
be magic, you know. It's got too much spin on the ball. That's why that's why I'm dropping my shot.
yeah.
When they make the pass and I would drop, I was like, I lost my hands with drug, you know. And so I would like point out, magic, you know, can you not put so much spin on the ball?
And he's like, what?
What?
Yeah.
What you
How
talking
about you
Will?
catch the ball?
You know,
Yeah.
catch it.
Yeah.
Would.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
and then I got on Kareem. I said, Kareem, because, you know, Pat was like, you know, Wood, you're not rebounding like you should be.
Oh, boy.
And I says,
Yeah.
it's not me.
Yeah.
It's Kareem.
I'm sure that went over really well.
No, it went over good because Kareem looking at me like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
I said, here's the breakdown. When he's turned and shoot the sky hook, normally it comes off on the opposite side, on the side that I'm on.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's been rimming out a little bit, so it come off on the other side.
Right.
And Jamal is not getting the rebound.
Yeah, well, you were in denial and you were pointing fingers elsewhere. Yeah.
So they were like, whew.
So what happened with Jerry? He
So
calls
Jerry
you in?
says, all right,
Yeah.
Wood, we gotta pull the cord on you. We gotta set you down.
Oh, boy.
And I was like,
Yeah.
on the bench? But I'm already on the bench.
Yeah.
He said, no, we gotta like really shut you down.
Yeah.
And that's when he said, we're gonna like play the next 2 games without you. We're gonna beat 76ers. And after that, we're gonna try to find the necessarily help that you need to get out. What help am I gonna need? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
This is what I need. I need to be right here on the floor,
Yeah.
screwing up things.
But he saw the bigger picture.
So he saw the bigger
obviously.
picture.
For the
And-
person as well as.
And for the person,
yeah.
it was more for the person than
Yeah.
it was basically for the team
Yeah.
at that given time because I had fallen asleep in practice, and I had fallen asleep that morning driving to practice.
Oh, my God.
So just think, I was this close to having accidents, killing myself, and you know.
But yet you're not looking in the mirror and saying, I'm the problem.
Oh God, no.
No, of course.
Everybody else, but not
Yeah,
me. What
so
the hell are you
interesting.
talking about?
Yeah.
It's
Well,
your problem.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
but
So-
that was one of Jerry's gifts, was
Yeah,
that
that was
he
his
could
gift.
see the human,
See the human.
right?
And so he said, Wood, after the season, we got together again. He says, I'm going to send you to Italy.
Really?
Why can't I go to Dallas? He
Yeah.
said, no. You're going to need to clean up and get yourself straight. We don't have, because in 1980, there was no recovery center and
right.
all of this stuff, you know.
So
They
he
had it
sent
for
you to a
alcoholics.
rehab center in Italy?
No, it wasn't in Italy. I went to play.
Oh, you went to play?
He said, I want you to go to Italy and play basketball
Wow.
in Venice, Italy. And I was like, sounds pretty cool.
Okay.
I need a break. And
Yeah.
so I went to Italy, and then he sent, later on, Jerry West sent Bill Sherman over to spend a little time with him and make sure I was okay. and
Interesting.
stuff.
Wow, you
Oh,
never told
man.
me that part.
I know, it's deep stuff.
No, but that's
Yeah.
that
and so
is.
Jerry,
But he wanted to make sure you were okay,
yeah.
and that you were still doing what you love to do, but
right.
but you weren't capable.
Yeah, so I got really straight and clean, and I came back and I played with the Washington Wizards, and of course I had to retire early because Iman, my wife at the time, was in a major automobile accident in New York. So I said I gotta go home because I had her sisters was living with us from Somalia, East Africa, and then I had my daughter Zuleika that's here with me this weekend. So she was a young girl,
and you nursed her through her recovery. Yeah. Wow. Incredible. So, Spencer, your life is like, it could be like a limited edition
So Jerry
series.
West was that guy, that guy that always looked after me. And one more story.
Yeah.
I get this call from Pat Riley and then also Magic Johnson. And I was just in a sick place. This is 2 years ago, or was it 1 year ago? And they said, we need you to come to Hawaii. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, this is right after your wife passed.
Right after my wife passed.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
My wife is speaking to me.
Yeah.
And it's like, you got to get to Hawaii with these people. Let
them
heal you some more.
Yeah.
And so I got to Hawaii, and this is our team jersey.
I know.
And that was a love fest.
It was a love fest. But,
so beautiful.
Magic, as you remember, made everybody speak throughout the week. And your speech, it wasn't a dry eye in the house. And I remember everyone got up and hugged you. It was a beautiful, incredible week
just
together.
A great time.
Yeah.
So much love. And that's what Laker love is all about. And we were just, Magic and I were just kidding with Artist Gilmore. We were saying, you can't come in this room because you Chicago Bulls don't love each other like us.
That's funny. Well, Spence, thank you so much for stopping by, man. I love you. Love that you support me and what I'm doing post-retirement.
Yeah.
And the stories are great. Yeah, doing pretty good. Yeah, we're doing all right. There is life after the
studio.
court.
Look at your equipment. What the hell?
Thank you. Huge thanks to Spencer for chatting with me on this episode. Always a blast to see him and hear his stories and wisdom. Thanks, folks, for tuning into this episode and for continuing to support the Legends of Sport podcast presented by Fujifilm. Please follow them on Instagram at FujifilmX_US. That's FujifilmX_US. Please tell all your friends to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Legends of Sport, and of course our Instagram at Legends of Sport, and my photography can be found on Instagram at ADB Photo Inc. Big thanks as always to our producer, Carlin Barker, and our editors, Sean Gosser and Addison Shao. Folks, all of us here at Legends of Sport extend our thoughts to everyone affected by the horrific fires in the LA area. We want to thank all the first responders and firefighters who bravely saved our city from even more catastrophic loss. Please find resources on how you can help and donate on our Instagram page. Thanks again, everyone, for checking out this episode. We'll see you next week with another great episode of the Legends of Sport podcast presented by Fujifilm.